Welcome students to the online class Standard 8th Subject Science. Lesson number 3, Force and Pressure. So student, let us see the topics which we are going to cover in this slide. First one is force. Second one is Newton first law. Third one is contact force. And the fourth one is non-contact force. So student, let's begin with to understand what do we mean by force. So student, force is nothing but it is a push or pull which changes the shape or motion of an object. As you can see in the above slide that two of them are pushing or pulling the pillar in order to make the movement in the given object. Okay, by applying force the shape or the motion of an object changes. After applying the force it doesn't remain in its original position. So student, just keep it in your mind that when force is applied to any of the object its position is going to change. So let us move with the second topic, which is nothing but first law of motion. So what first law of motion states? It states that an object at rest will remain at rest unless a net force is applied to it or acts on it, or else an object in motion will remain in motion unless a net force acts on it or applied on it. Means what? As you can see in the slide, the first picture, the ball is kept, it is not moving here and there, so it will remain in the original position until and unless you are not going to apply a force, until and unless you are not going to hit the ball. Okay, so it will remain in its original position. Once you are going to apply the force it will change its position. Similarly, in the second figure you can see the ball is moving slightly with one speed, so it will move with that same speed until and unless a force is applied to it. So student, with the Newton's law it has been proved that an object will remain in its original position until and unless an external force or a net force is applied to that object. So let us move with the next topic, which is nothing but contact and non-contact force. So let us see it one by one. So student, what do we mean by contact force? Contact force is nothing but or force which is seen to act direct in contact with the other object is known as your contact force. Okay, as you can see in the above slide the pictures which they have shown here, by the picture we can say that, or it has been proved that the objects, like in the first picture the boy and the girl are pushing the cycle. Okay, so there are two objects, the boys and the girl, and the other object is the cycle. They are directly coming in the contact with each other to apply the force. In the second figure we can see that the woman is pushing the car, so she's been applying the force to the other object by pushing, means two of the object are coming in contact to apply the force. Third figure, trying to write something, so for writing we have to apply force on pencil, so pencil is the other object on which we are applying force with our hand, means directly we are coming in contact with pencil to apply force. So student, when two of the objects are coming directly in contact by touching, then we can say that contact force is applied. Okay, so student, let us move with the next topic, that is your non-contact force. So by the name non-contact, it describes that two of the objects are not in contact. Okay, when they are not in contact and force is applied, so such an object is known as your non-contact force. Non-contact force don't have to touch to get an effect, to get the result. They work over a distance or a field of influence. Okay, for an example, student, when we are taking the magnet about the nails, okay, the nails has been attracted by the magnet. Here we are not applying any kind of force. By the magnetic force, the nails is been attracted towards the magnet. Similarly, when we are rubbing the comb or a scale on some of the cloth, okay, and when we are moving it above the pieces of paper, the paper has been attracted by that comb or scale. Here also we are not applying any force. By the electrostatics force, the papers are being attracted by this comb and scale. So student, in non-contact force, we don't have to apply any kind of force, or we don't have to touch to get an effect. They work on the distance or a field of influence. Okay. So students, simply we can define non-contact force as a force is applied between two objects even if the two objects are not in contact with each other. Such force is known as your non-contact force. So student, as you can see in the above slides are the examples of your non-contact force. As I've explained you about the magnetic force, the electrostatic force or the electric force, and the gravitational force. As you can see in the third picture of this slide, the apple is falling. Okay, the apple is falling and the man is sitting beneath that tree, but he is not applying the force to break the apple. The apple is falling by itself because of the gravitational force. Okay, so, student, these are the three examples for your non-contact force in which they are not in contact to each other to apply force. Thank you.